A big old Benz truck. I ain't gon' stop, I pop my roof, I ain't giving my mans up. And I ain't getting shot by cops that shoot no little handguns. Big old Benz, big old Benz truck. Big old Benz, a big old Benz truck. I ain't gon' stop, I pop my roof, I ain't giving my mans up. And I ain't getting shot by cops that shoot no little.
Welcome to the third episode of Blitzin with the Boys. I am Dakota Branham, your host, aka Coach D, and I gotta get this show started off right with some tremendous news. And I did it just for you guys. The batteries in my smoke detector, done. Check. You don't have to listen to that aggravating beep no more in the background. So hey, nothing but up from here. The other good news is my good buddy Johnny Welch is going to be joining me on this show. We're still trying to work out some scheduling issues, trying to get our schedules to align, but I do believe that we're going to do some shooting videos tomorrow night. So we'll see how that goes, and maybe we'll be piecing together some segments for the fourth episode of Blitzin with the Boys. So hey, good news. Another good news. A good buddy of mine, Brian Hobbs. I coached his son in football, coached against him, which I hated coaching against him. Much better when that kid's on your team. But my buddy Brian Hobbs, he has his own podcast. They primarily focus on professional football. He's been doing it with a couple of his buddies for years. As of right now, it's audio only, but they're working on getting the ability to make a visual podcast with video. But I'm going to give him a shout out on the next episode of Blitzin with the Boys. He will be featured in the fourth episode of Blitzin with the Boys, and it's just going to be his moment to promote his show, and hopefully any and all that see my video can go over and check him out, show him some love, at least give him a like and subscribe so his numbers go up. But hey, do you? If you feel compelled to do so, listen in and help my boy Brian out, but you'll be able to hear from him on the next episode. So today is March 6th. Let's move on this day in sports history. On this day in history, March 6th, Jack Nicklaus in 1972 passes the great Arnold Palmer as the all-time career earnings leader. According to Bazib Quadri from EssentiallySports.com, Jack Nicklaus made roughly $5.7 million on the PGA Tour. Now, if you think about his stretch on the PGA Tour, which was from early 60s to the early 2000s, he had about a 40-year span on the PGA Tour. Jack Nicklaus, which I only know that because of the research I did from the last show, where we talked about all of Jack Nicklaus's golf courses. But on this day in history, he passes Arnold Palmer. And according to, with $5.7 million earned on the PGA Tour, and according to Kingdom Golf, it's an article on kingdomgolf.com, Arnold Palmer had earned $1.86 million on the PGA Tour. So massive growth. But if you're thinking about these numbers in today's world, those don't seem very high for a professional golfer, especially ones that golf for 40 plus years like Jack Nicklaus and Arnold Palmer did. But I wish that I could scale that money on what it would be worth today. It would blow your mind on just how successful these guys are. So $1.86 million for Arnold Palmer during his time probably made him one of the richest people on the planet. Same with Jack Nicklaus, $5.7 million on the PGA Tour. That's a boatload of money, okay? For anybody today, 80 years ago, doesn't matter, but hell of a golfer, hell of a career Jack Nicklaus had. And his current estimated worth, by the way, Jack Nicklaus is currently estimated at $1.15 billion. Billion, with a B. So, Jack Nicklaus is that dude. If you're wondering who is the all-time career money earnings leader today, yeah, you guessed it. It's Tiger freaking Woods, okay? It's Tiger Woods, man. Oh, Eldrick Woods. The per CBS Sports article said that Tiger holds the record in career PGA earnings at nearly $121 million. That is absolutely shitting on the next closest, and obviously these guys today are making ridiculous amounts of money, especially if you go over and look at some of the guaranteed contracts on the LIV Tour. They're breaking all kinds of records over there. Now, a lot of because it's a bunch of LIV is backed by like Saudi Arabia money. And a lot of these deals, they're not really made public, but Saudi Arabia and the Live Tour commissioner, Greg Norman, former PGA golfer, they've made it very clear that money is not an object to them at all. So it's been reported that some of these deals on these guys over on the Live Tour are making roughly, like, these are guaranteed contracts. It's not based, like PGA, you have to win to make money. If you finish dead last, you don't make no money at all. There's no guaranteed money on the PGA Tour. But some of these leaks that have come out about the Live Tour are saying guys like John Rahm and Dustin Johnson are making nearly $600 million guaranteed on their contracts. Now, I don't know the length of those contracts as far as how many years that money is stretched out over, but who cares? It's $600 million. Their family, his kids, their kids, don't ever have to work again. So agree, disagree on the Live and where the money's coming from, doesn't really matter. These guys are doing a great job for their family. But shout out to Jack Nicklaus in 1972. It was your time on March 6th. Also on this day in history, March 6, 1982, the NBA's highest scoring game ever took place between San Antonio and Milwaukee. This was a triple overtime game where San Antonio beat the Bucks 171 to 166. Currently, this is now second on the highest NBA scoring game ever. But during this game in 1982, Milwaukee's leading scorer was Brian Winters. He scored 42 points off the bench. Maybe Milwaukee wins if he doesn't come off the bench. So shout out John Calipari. We're going to get to your ass later. But San Antonio's leading scorer that day was George Gervin, all-time great. Had 50 points, and Mike Mitchell had 45. So, man, what a crazy game. It would have been real nuts if this didn't take 3 overtimes to get to. But this has only been topped one other time in history, and crazy enough, it was the very next year, 1983. So now this record is 41 years old. So the current record, if you're wondering, Detroit Pistons, my Detroit Pistons, shout out Bad Boys, beat the Denver Nuggets 186 to 184 in triple overtime. So this smashed the previous record that happened the year before, and it's held up for 41 years so far. Detroit's leading scorer that day was all-time great Isaiah Thomas. What an absolute legend he was. He had 47 points. Denver's leading scorer that day was Kiki Vandeweghe, and I know I pronounced that right because I looked that up because I was going to miss it. It looks like Vandeweghe, but I had to look it up, but it's Kiki Vandeweghe, had 51 points. What an incredible day in basketball history, March 6, 1982. In 1985, on March 6th, we're going to go to the boxing world. I don't know a hell of a lot about boxing, despite arguably the greatest boxer of all time being from Louisville. I've done a lot of research on him, read 2 books about him, did a research project on him while I was at Bellarmine University. He is an all-time great. I mean, I know Floyd Mayweather and George Foreman and some of these guys, that are all-time greats, but ain't nobody more of a public figure out of the boxing world than Mike Tyson, man. Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson won his first professional fight in 1985 on March 6th. He knocked out, looked like Hector Mercedes, just 1 minute and 47 seconds into the first round. He would go on to become the undisputed heavyweight champion. His overall all-time record is 50 wins, 6 losses, and 2 no contests. 44 of his 50 wins came by knockout, and 5 of his 6 losses came by knockout. So, hey, everybody's got a button. It's just not very many people were able to find Mike Tyson's button. So, Mike Tyson entered the Hall of Fame in 2011. His professional fighting career spanned from 1985 to 2005, where he would accumulate over $430 million. And whether you're a boxing fan or not, every single person knows who Mike Tyson is because of his acting career. I mean, what a legendary moment he had in The Hangover. He's singing the song. I don't know the name of the song, but I could sing it. I'd embarrass myself. But a boom, 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 boom. So, Mike Tyson, hell of a career. Love seeing him in the movies. I hope that he makes another one, man, because the guy's just hilarious. So, shout out to Mike Tyson on March 6th. began his professional fighting career and came in with a bang with his first knockout in his very first fight.
A big old Benz truck. I ain't gon' stop, I pop my roof, I ain't giving my hands up. And I ain't getting shot by cops that shoot no little handguns. Big old Benz, big old Benz truck. Big old Benz, a big old Benz truck. I ain't gon' stop, I pop my roof, I ain't giving my hands up.